Hello everyone and welcome to the program Business Point on Global Television. I am Samuel Odi. Many thanks for joining. It's an exciting new week full with loads of possibilities, and for all of us to go ahead and make impact on most of it and try to achieve goals that we've all set for the week in terms of business and other private activities that we have arranged or planned for ourselves for this new week. So on that note, I'll be making you welcome to Business Point as we tend to discuss how well and sadly not so well how the Nigerian Naira has been doing. Closing the business week last week, the Naira suffered a whole lot of deterioration, and but looking at the bright side, today the Naira rebound against the dollar. I'll be getting to more of those conversations. But before we get into all those angles, let's have a conversation around Nigerian businesses and the report of Nigerian business from the previous month of October. Nigerian business in October reported worsened conditions in October as cost pressure triggered by rapid inflation results in the sharpness downturn in business activities in the month. This is according to reports of the Purchasing Managers Index for October, which also revealed that business activities declined at the sharpest rate in 19 months to 46.9 from 49.8 in the month of September. It is the sharpest deterioration in business conditions since the March of the year 2023. According to reports, overall, input costs rose at one of the most sharpest rates on record, promoting a corresponding increase in selling prices. This led to significant decline in new orders and business activities, with business segments reaching its lowest point in the survey's history. These are just one of the major challenges that was faced by businesses as of the month of October, and all of this now is caused to a sharp rise in the purchasing costs driven by the currency's weakness, and higher fuel and transportation prices led Nigerian companies to increase their selling prices rapidly to support workers facing high living costs. Staff pay saw its largest increase in 7 months. However, the steep price hike significantly impacted customer demand, causing new orders to decline for first time in the last 3 months. The report stated the headline PMI dropped to a 46.9 in the month of October from a 49.8 in the month of September, and signaled a marked deterioration in business conditions that was the most pronounced since March 2023. The central to the worsened business environment in October was an intensified of already strong inflation rate pressure. Overall input price stacked higher, with the latest rise in the third fastest and in the final history of its surveyor. Then all of these issues now, the cost of living, increase in transportation, fluctuation of the Naira, all of that has contributed to the fact that businesses witnessed a downturn, and purchasing powers actually got cut off for Nigerians, given the fact that, the lack of a fact that the major costs driving inflation rate in Nigeria is the high rate of food inflation, which is one of a major challenge. And we're hoping in the coming months we'll get to see a downturn, but people have argued differently. It's a festive period around the corner, and naturally during this period we tend to see hike in food prices. With the current hike that we are witnessing in food prices, how can purchasers now and business owners get to survive, and how can the masses now be able to purchase? That's on that topic and that angle that we're going to be extraying. But on that note, let's move away from the current business and then food hike and all of those angles. Let's talk about the petrol hike and consumer struggle as Dangote refinery marketers clash over fuel supply and its pricing. The recent hike in petrol price by the NNPC has intensified the strain on Nigerians, leaving many to wonder why prices remain high despite local refineries. Before we get deep into this story and this conversation, it was said that if Dangote refinery gets active and starts production and distribution of its product, we are expected to see that the price of the PMS, that is the premium motor spirit, popularly known as petrol, would reduce, that we all are going to have a circulation of that product a lot. But now, since the Emerging and the Crude for Naira initiative, nothing has been changed. Now we're hearing rumors of the fact that the price is still going to go up by NNPC, and Nigerians are buying fuel. Some are buying at 1,060 naira, some are buying at 1,150 naira, depending on where you're buying and depending on the city. But now Dangote has come out to say that he is looking to cushion the price and be selling at 990 naira. And then that's for truck loaders, and then he'll be selling for shippers for the rate of 960 naira. So let me get you deep into the conversation and with the story. A back and forth between Dangote Refinery and marketers over supply cost has added to the confusion. The recent petrol price hike by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC Limited, has taken a toll on Nigerians, particularly commuters and motorists nationwide. Many are now asking why the much anticipated Dangote Refinery hasn't brought down fuel prices. That's a very valid question that people have been asking. They are wondering, still facing scarcity and high costs, even with local refineries, petrol available for the first time. Meanwhile, the management of the Dangote Refinery and local fuel marketers are now crashing over pricing and availability. Aliko Dangote, CEO of the 650,000 barrel per day refinery, insists that there is no shortage and the significant petrol is available for marketers. He revealed that his Lagos-based refinery currently loads 53 million liters of petrol on a daily basis. So if we are having this current amount of fuel coming into the country, then why do we still witness a lot of queues? That's our questions that Nigerians have been asking. And again, nothing is happening on the price index. So this is actually something that the stakeholders and bodies in charge need to come in and answer questions and, make sure that despite the fact that the festivity is coming, a whole lot of traveling will be happening during this period. Transportation is high already, and now some analysts have actually said that it's going to skyrocket the more, given the fact that we are not certain on where the fuel price is going to, and the price itself is not stable, given the fact that, okay, people would want to still buy at a high price, but still the availability is also an issue. So we're looking at these angles of the conversation, but the major thing now is Nigerians are saying have a stable price of this petroleum products so as we can have them and then purchase them, given the fact that the price isn't coming down despite the fact of Dangote Refinery. And people are still asking questions. Why is a refinery in Warri, Kaduna and Port Harcourt not really functioning, given the fact that Nigerians have been promised on a monthly basis almost that it's going to happen in the next 2 months. This refinery in Kaduna will produce XYZ amount of premium motor spirits that in Port Harcourt and Warri respectively would also get into action. But still, we're still here, still waiting. The year is coming to an end, and we were promised that these refineries will start work in January of 2024. Fast forward, this is November, and yet nothing is happening. There are a lot of questions that are being asked, and Nigerians are struggling to get by the day. But moving on and moving away from the back and forth and fingers being pointed at each other from the NNPC and Dangote Refinery alongside marketers of this period as well, not leaving consumers of this product aside. Let's move away from all of those, angles and back and forth. Let's talk about the stock market post a 1.2 trillion loss as investors sell their shares. So a lot of persons are selling their shares looking at the current exchange and then the way the economy is going. Let me just bring you up to speed with all of that. Sell-offs in stock markets in the past week led to 5 days of consecutive losses for investors. At the end of the week, investors saw about 1.22 trillion shoved off their wealth. Analysis pinned the sell-offs in the markets on portfolio balancing activities of investors who offloaded some shares like newcomers, which dipped by 25.7 0.75% week on week, and BOA Cement, whose value dipped by 0.9% compared to its previous week, according to researchers. And Curry Asset Management Limited blamed the negative trading pattern on caution trading behavior as investors grappled with economic uncertainties. They also attributed it to the latest macroeconomic data release, such as the data on internal generated revenue across 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory for 2023, released by the National Bureau of Statistics. To close the week, the all-share index took a sharp 2.03% week-on-week record, closing at 97,432.0.2%. The market capitalization dropped by 2.03% week-on-week to settle at 59.4 trillion, wiping out a 1.22 trillion naira in gains from the prior weeks. As a result, the year-to-date return of the index settled at 80.30%. In terms of trading activities, a total turnover of 2.17 billion shares worth 54.63 billion were traded in 46,800 deals, compared to 2.14 billion shares valued at 85.84 billion that exchanged hands last week in 41,217 deals. The financial service industry, measured by the volume, led by the activities chart with 1.82 billion shares valued at 28.95 billion, traded in 20,173 deals, stocks contributing around 67.1% and 53.1% to the total equity turnover value and volumes respectively. The ICT industry followed with 389.4884 billion shares worth 6.56 billion naira, with a share of 2,515 deals. The third place was a conglomerates industry with a turnover of 160.93 billion shares worth around 4.74 billion naira in 3,623 deals. The top three tiers are measured by our apex banks in Nigeria here, and as the shares accounted for 1.25 billion shares worth around 17.72 billion naira exchanged in 4,912 deals, contributing a 45.10% and 32.45% to a total equity turnover volume and volume respectively. Yes, so that is what it is on the stock market. Despite the lows, we still witness a little bit of gain, but the losses were more, up to like 1.22 trillion, because investors are not certain of the economy, and they just, it's not everybody that has a long-term mentality of an investor who can just decide to leave his stock despite the fact of it being dipped down. A lot of persons will have the hope that, okay, yes, in the coming weeks, we are going to see a bullish run, but if we don't get to see a bullish run, then they might just end up, selling if the dip is not something that looks as if it's going to recover very, very soon. We'll be having a conversation around the Nigerian Naira, but we would have that conversation shortly after this break. Please do stay with us. Yes, many thanks for staying with us. Yes, so of course you can see I'm excited because the Nigerian naira rebound against the dollar and other currencies. It seems the BRICS partnership is beginning to pay off. The Nigerian naira recovered from the dollar and other foreign currencies demand invasion last week in the official window, with the moderate hits coming from the parallel markets. The intermediate recovery has been partly supported by the forex sales to banks and other authorized forex dealers that has not been able to keep local currencies strong, as the Central Bank of Nigeria maintains forex intervention on lower scales. According to Market Forces Africa, the scary demand at the August retail Dutch forex auction has caused the CBN to retrace its steps. Talking about that, a whole lot of persons have actually argued that the auction by the CBN wasn't the best approach, and also the approach of Mr. President floating the naira also wasn't the best approach. But let's see if it's beginning to pay off. The country cannot survive with $1.1 billion forex sales, as seen at the last Dutch auction system sales, which may be the last, as the CBN has already retraced without mentioning the next step. An expert says in a chart with Market Force Africa, the CBN has been selling US dollars to banks while scarcity linger at the parallel market for invisible transaction. This spillover of US dollars shortage flittered into the official window and caused the naira to run amok in the past few weeks. This is a big future for the Nigerian naira. First forex policy has been consistent in its inconsistent. It is not really clear if the naira has finally settled. It appears the CBN conducts forex sales and only when naira is above 1,600 naira benchmark. Surprisingly, the CBN also sold forex to banks at 1,630 naira, suggesting that the authorities is now comfortable at the range when even with the sustained increase in gross external reserves. Broadcast Street Analysis made all of this information known by, and the information was gotten by, from stakeholders. The Nigerian naira appreciated by 0.52%, closing at 1,666 naira 72 kobo to a US dollar at the official parallel market. And in the parallel market, the Nigerian naira closed at 1,730 naira to the dollar. Data from the official trading platform of the FDMQ exchange, a platform that oversees the Nigerian Autonomous Foreign Exchange Market, revealed that Nigerian gained 8 naira and 77 kobo compared to the previous trading on Thursday, when it exchanged at 1,675 naira 0.49 kobo to a dollar. So this is an exciting angle, but looking at it for the past 5 years, the Nigerian naira has not really been stable, given multiple and global economic change, and as well as the current inflation. And then some also say the contribution of lack of Nigerian producing most of what they need to survive, that's the daily activities, has also contributed to the fact of all of this decline and then this dip that the Nigerian naira has been facing. So a lot of analysts have argued that the best approach is for more production to happen locally, and so as Nigerian naira would be able to gain more momentum. And then Nigerians are meant to abstain and stay away from most imported products and dwell on what is being produced here in Nigeria. Moving away from our local currency, we'll be moving in and then having another conversation around what is going on in our local economy, as well as the cryptocurrency. There are important live sales that will be happening in this month of November to get tokens at a reduced price. And the cryptocurrency, a pre-sale is an event that offers the opportunity to acquire crypto tokens at a reduced price before its official listing. Yes, my crypto heads know basically what we are talking about at this point. Important pre-sales are ranked by key features of its project and tokens like level of community engagement, real-world utilities, and the takes potential. Pre-sale also offers a golden opportunity for users who love to get into projects in its early stages and become part of the project's journey. Many pre-sale are currently live, but we we literally got the top 3 and the aforementioned criteria. So we'll be looking at Cashcoin token pre-sale. Crypto Casino rather is a new and exciting platform that combines the power of blockchain technology with the trading of casino games. The project native currency is Casino, and it runs on Ethereum blockchain. The native cryptocurrency is used to intensify players' games participation. Crypto Casino offers key features like decentralization gaming, transparency, and the potential to get divides. The platform also offers airdrops for communities and increased engagement. So those are one of the majors that we'll be looking at from the sales the pre-sales that is set to happen in the month of November. So with all of these coins coming on, we're seeing that Bitcoin was also projected to grow and then hit a $100,000 benchmark before the end of October. But we're looking at all of those angles and hoping it gets to, materialize. And then moving on, Trump token pre-sale. The Trump token is a far most crypto asset in the POD5 category, and the token represents the powering of political agenda with blockchain technology. The Trump token pre-sale aims to support Donald Trump Jr.'s 2024 presidential campaign. The Trump token is built on the Solana blockchain, and the ongoing pre-sale of this project will contribute 50% of the fund to Superfacts working towards the Trump's re-election. Speculations that post pre-sale Trump tokens will surge by 40% before or during the coin launch. Pre-sale started in October 2024, and the current price is at 10 USDT. The purchase method Ethereum, USDT, and Solana. The projects are raised at an undisclosed amount of money. So looking at this now, and looking at those angles of the crypto game and the cryptocurrencies is being to get intensify, and people are building communities on a daily basis. Talking about building communities, Nigeria is arguably one of the leading economy in West African region, and looking at that, laws are being set by the FRIC, the Federal Inland Revenue Service, to see as crypto laws and regulations will be tied into the business and economic sector of Nigeria, given the fact that annually, despite its regulation, the crypto world in Nigeria they trade over $500,000 and over $500 million annually. So with all of this now, there are revenues that can be generated for the country and then contributed as well to the GDP. So the federal government is looking into it, and then there's been a trio within Nigeria, India, and then Indonesia, given the fact that these are the major currencies in their respective regions leading in the world of crypto. In Africa, in the region of Africa, Nigeria is taking the lead. Then in the Asian region, India and Indonesia are both taking the lead. So it shows how swift the crypto currencies are getting in. And then in UAE, it's been said that you can purchase properties as well with Bitcoin and every other cryptocurrencies that one can lay his or her hand on. On that note, this is how much time will permit us to bring to you on today's edition of Business Point. My name is Samuel. I want to say a very big thank you to the entire production team for making today's production seamless. Thank you very much. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.